All righty. Okay, you guys, it's October. Welcome, welcome. If you have some people that aren't on the call yet, you can go message them real fast. So they have the link. There's a lot of people that ranked up last month, and we want them to be on our team call tonight. So, real quick, I'd love for you guys to pop in the chat your wins for September. And I'll just introduce you guys to my lovely daughter-in-law. Our son William got married last month, and this is Addie. And interestingly, I don't even remember how it came up. I think we were just talking about, I think I just said, hey, if you're ever interested in network marketing, you need to do Plexus with us. And then here we are. And she's going to be sharing here in a little bit about how she went Fast Start Silver in the very last day of September. And then Fast Start Senior Silver as of tonight. So she's already double earned the Lululemon gifty cards, so $300 to Lululemon. So she's going shopping, and she's also getting all those Fast Start bonuses. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to hear your wins. So if you guys can be popping in the chat what your wins are.
That's okay.
Let's see here. Okay. Yes, Hannah. So Hannah is Addie's sister. She's on the call. Where are you, Hannah? Where is she? Oh, there you are. Hello, right in the center with Sweet Baby. And they're doing this together, which is so fun. And Hannah is going to be silver really soon. So she's gotten a couple people rolling so far. And Zoom is being weird. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so pop in the chat if you had a win for September. We always love to start out with gratitudes on our team calls. If you are brand new and this is your very first team call, please let us know in the chat. And if you have some people that you don't see on yet, go tell them to pop on because they're not too late. I know everyone's sliding into home plate here, so it's fantastic. All right, so I'll share some stats for September just for fun. We had over 200 new VIPs join in September. We had some top enrollers. I'll just shout you guys out real fast. Angie Ambrosetti recruited 14 new VIPs. Jeremy Hill had 9. Debbie Jones and Lisa Goodwin and Missy had 8. The Goffs had 10 combined. Gretchen Goff, Mary Johnson, Becky Weaver, Stephen Graham, and Nicole all had 6. And then there's a bunch of you that added 4, 3, 2, and lots of people that added 1. So we're so proud of everybody. Also, we had some rank up. So we had 10 people rank up in Erica Henry, and so Erica Henry went silver. So if you're Erica's sponsor, shout her out. If you're on Erica, please shout yourself out. Debbie Jones went gold. So congrats, ladies. We had quite a few fast starters as well. Elijah Ambrosetti went Fast Start Silver. Addie Goff went Fast Start Silver. So did Tina, Christy, Michaela, Tammy, and then Jeremy went Senior Silver. And then Rhonda, who you're going to be hearing from in a little bit, went Fast Start Gold. So awesome. All right, so congratulations, you guys. Super fun. All right, I wanted to share a couple of things really fast just to like recalibrate our brain. I know it's really helpful that it's not October 1st and we've had like a few days. We've actually had a week. It's October 7th already to really think about the month. And hopefully you guys have all, set some goals down. I'll just quick flash my board over here so you guys can see I have a bunch of stuff on my board. Names and points and getting my brain on paper or on my board of where everyone's at, who I'm working with, all the things. So that's something that I do every single month. So I'd encourage you guys to get your goals written down as well. So don't forget, we have the Lululemon incentive this month. Praise the Lord. They threw out something really fun for us. Thank you, advisory board. And thank you, Tarl, for saying yes to the fun things. It's always just fun to have something in the bucket or something for the bucket of our, full-time working Plexus ambassadors and also our part-timers, our casual sharers, because I do feel like an incentive like this gets more people motivated to add 3 or add 6 like Addie already did. So we all want to go shopping. So work on helping 3 people this month. Minimum. Make that your minimum. All right. Don't forget we have next day pay, which Addie's going to talk about that because it is pretty sweet. And being privy and firsthand to a new VIP that upgrades to brand ambassador and then goes silver and gets those next day paychecks, huge. That is so huge. All right. Also, we have free shipping, which we had this last month and the month before also, but for new VIPs, this is kind of what's in place of perks right now until that program, fleshes out and what it's going to become. We are offering our new VIPs free shipping for the next 3 months. So October, November, December. So this is the last month that they're going to get 3 months of free shipping. Okay, does that make sense? So it's just another talking point. And I loved adding that on in my conversations last month to be like, oh yeah, and by the way, your first 3 months of your first 3 months of Plexus it's free shipping. So that's pretty awesome. And then for those of you guys who are pedal to the metal, Plexus, lifers, all-inners, we have Rising Leaders Retreat contest going right now. It started in September, and all of us got double credits for all the level ones that we sponsored in September. And I know some of you have already earned the retreat. So kudos to you guys. Please shout it out in the chat. I know Kirsten, Becky, Angie, myself, and I'm sure there's some more that have come in as well as earning it so far. So congratulations, you guys, for that. And that's the Cancun trip. So if you're new to Plexus and you're like, wait, actually, Addie just asked me, is the Rising Leaders Retreat the same thing as the Cancun trip? And yes, it is. So it's our contest. There's actually on your dashboard, there's contest rules that you can go print out. And full disclosure, a couple days ago, actually, we had dinner with Addie's sister Hannah and Addie and William, and I had printed that. Out, the contest rules, and we were kind of looking over it together over dinner or after dinner. So I just encourage you guys, if you haven't printed that out, go print it. Which for those of you who are new, the basic way you're going to get credits is by recruiting new level 1 VIPs, right? And then the way to stack on top of that is to retain those customers for next month and the next month, right? Because we get credits for each of those months that people stay on the products. And then starting the duplication part, right? So it's the basic activities that we need to be doing to build our business and to build our business strong are rewarded through this contest. So we're getting credits for everyone new that recruit, and then all of the duplication. So helping people grab a buddy and do a +1 or go silver. Yes. Did it stop? Okay. Let's see. Oh, and then last but not least, icon. Okay. I'm going to let Addie share really fast. I'm going to pop Abigail's Paw Patrol back up here. And I wanted to, okay, 1 second, Abigail. Let me finish this. Okay. Oh, here we go. There we are. Okay. Okay, so Addie started last month at the very end of the month. So I think it was a week ago today.
Yeah, the 30th.
Okay, so she started a week ago today. And I'm going to let her tell you what has happened so far. So she started a week ago today, and then it took a couple days with conversations, but then everyone started. It was like 4 people.
Yeah.
Started right the last day of the month.
Yeah.
On the 30th.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay, so tell us your story.
Well, I was having some dinner with Justin and Megan and all the family one night, and Megan walked me out to my truck, just making sure I get out there safely. And she's like, "Hey, so Plexus." And before this, I always snuck into her cabinet, grabbed some drinks. I love the Plexus drinks. Just never knew much about it, and I knew they tasted good. So anyway, she asked me if I'd ever consider being in Plexus, and I didn't do social media. I didn't really care to talk to people. I kind of pushed them off. Me and William were good. And she goes, "Well, I think you'd be really good at it." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to take your advice. If you give me your wisdom on this, because you see where she's at." It's like, "I'll try it out." And so she signed me up or helped me do my account on the 30th. And that day, I got my sister, Hannah, to sign up. I got my mama, my brother, so all of my family. So they were great support, and they just kind of back to back to back got me jump started really fast.
And that was your first rank. That was silver. So fast start silver in a day. She literally did it in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Hannah signed Jesse.
Yes.
So she technically had 4 people join her team.
Yeah. So that was exciting. And so it gave me a little bit of courage to, all right, let's keep doing this. And I didn't know any of the rules, the next day pay, any of that stuff. And so the next day when I got a pretty good chunk from the Plexus wallet thing, I was like, well, where did this come from? Like, I don't know if I should be getting that much. And so Megan kind of explained the process to me, and I was like, this is all it takes. I'm in for the long run. And so
she saw those paychecks. Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this.
Yeah, I saw those, and then I started taking my I did the triplex. So I was on BioCleanse and the probiotic and the pink drink. And within a week, some of my acne had already cleared up. I had no bloating. I had done the reset prior and lost 7 pounds and 3 inches in my thighs and 2 inches in my arms. So I knew this stuff worked. And so I didn't know that the probiotic and the BioCleanse could really balance things out. So that was a huge win. And so, anyways, Megan said, all right, well, create a list and we're going to go through and we're going to just knock it out. And so she gave me a whole bunch of things to read, to listen, to watch too. And I kind of saw her over the years kind of do her business. And so I opened up my contacts and I went through and clicked on everybody and just shot them a text. She gave me like a little paragraph, and
do you have it?
I do have it. I'll read it to you guys. It helped me out. So,
well, I think it's interesting too, because you know how we say when you're helping someone go silver, the acronym the little system we have is PLLP. So Addie has done posts, and not just one post. Like I sent her the first post of what to consider saying. I was like, you can tweak it. She did an amazing job on her first post. It was so incredible. And then she's been posting ever since then. I haven't had to say, oh, don't forget to post. Like she's posting and she's in her stories. And so she did the post, and not just one post, but multiple posts. And then the list thing, a little bit of a tweak on this, which we were just chatting about. She didn't make a physical list. She's just been going through her text contacts and then her Facebook contacts, and then maybe making a list from the people that have interacted. And, you know, I was saying, well, you want to make sure that you're keeping tabs on people, because you'll end up having so many conversations. You'll be like, oh wait, who was that one person I was talking to? So the list comes in handy at some point, you know, even if it's just the follow-up list, you know, maybe for, notes on your phone type of thing. And so she was just saying that she's just been bing messaging a lot of people. And we were talking about the funnel piece. Like sometimes people will, you know, after a week be like, no one wants to do it. You know, I talked to 5 friends, and I'm like, yeah, you got to talk to way more people than that. And so we were talking about how it's really this massive funnel. So for example, out of 100 people that you send a message to or shoot a text to, or maybe phone call, whatever that looks like, out of 100 people, you'll have about, I don't know, depending on your network, 10 to 20% probably that respond back. Most people won't respond back. And that's normal. And then the 10 to 20%, like half of those people are going to be like, no, not right now, or no, thanks for thinking of me. And then the 10%, you know, the 10 out of 100, technically, maybe, you know, somewhere in there, are going to be like the yeses. And some of them are going to be yes right now. And some of them are going to be yes, but have a lot, like need a lot more conversation before they're ready to say yes. Okay, so share what you have been texting out.
So I have like a business text that I'll shoot to people that Megan sent me, and then like health goals list. So the biggest hit that I've been getting is, hey, and then you can put their name. And then for people that I've seen around, but I don't personally know them, I'll be like, hey, I've seen you out and about, and I thought I'd reach out. And then goes into what Megan sent me. I recently got restarted on some gut health supplements that helped me with bloating, acne, weight loss, and sleepiness. No idea if you're working on any health goals at the moment, but curious if you'd be open to learning more about it. So when Megan sent me this text, before I had just been throwing information at people like, hey, this is what our products do. And then you wouldn't get a lot of feedback. And Megan told me from her prior experience that she noticed that. So she said, try adding in some questions. And so when you send that, if you want to know more information, I wasn't expecting to get all of their health scenarios sent back. And so it really challenged me to learn more about the Plexus products so I can be able to help people, but also texting Mama Meg and being like, hey, what is this for? And like diabetes, weight loss. So she's been a big help with that. But just kind of starting a conversation like, hey, I've seen you out and about, but I don't quite know you. And then going into the health journey thing. Now, getting people's responses were a little scary about all of their different health scenarios. But at the end of the day, you had some people they're like, hey, I need to wait for my paycheck. And I get that. And so I have multiple clients that are like, or customers that are like, hey, I get my paycheck in about 5 days. So I'm texting them up to that 5 days, making sure we get them on the right supplements. And I've had some people that flat out said no, and I can take that. But then you have people that are maybes, and I'm really competitive. And so I'm like, okay, maybe means that you have a little bug in your ear. And if I just keep going, that maybe you can say yes. And so I've had multiple people. Now, maybe took me a week to get them signed on or, 4 days. But I had some friends. I mentioned the reset. My result, I took pictures for my last one. That got a lot of hits. Hannah actually got a lot of people on the reset, or some people on the reset that she's going to start doing. And so it's kind of just like a process, but it's been pretty fast.
So did you say how many people you've gotten started this month?
I've gotten 7 VIPs this month. So I got 7 this month.
And 2 of them have upgraded to brand ambassadors.
Yep.
So we're working on, getting some duplication going. And she's had some girlfriends from high school, and they're doing like a communal reset, which is so fun. So she's getting them started on like triplex and reset, and also some that are doing other combos based on their health goals. But I'm helping also in the conversations too. She's like, hey, what do I say to this person? And so that's the beauty of this too, is like she's asking a lot of questions. We're sending the Candida graphic chart and finding out what their symptoms are and then what their health goals are, and then making product recommendations based on what their health goals are. But I think it's really fun because she's also, I've been throwing some ideas in Momentum Makers group too, where she is, and Hannah's doing the same thing. Every time someone signs on, they're shouting that person out and then like welcoming them to their Plexus team on their Facebook wall. So I think that's really fun. And I was telling Addie, I'm like, this is why, fresh new people coming in with good ideas is so great, because I've forgotten about that. Like some of us have done that in the past. But in network marketing, I was telling her this, in network marketing, recognition is everything. So some of these ideas that you guys are going to hear tonight, jot them down because tonight is all about sharing best practices and tips for momentum in October. And I was chatting with Lisa Goodwin about this too. It's like, if you are feeling stuck right now, 1, stuck as a mindset, but 2, taking action always cures it up, always cures everything. And so, and Alita recently said, work works. And so, and I've noticed this in myself as well. Like we had a really high recruitment month last month, and it was in probably the busiest month maybe of our life so far to date. But I think the magic was that I was continuing to post, even though it was really busy and there was a lot going on. I was challenged by Angie Ambrosetti because she had signed probably 4 or 6 people from that GLP-1 product tester post. And I had a lot of resistance to that post. I'll just be honest with you guys. It was like, I didn't start Plexus for weight loss. I'm not shifting over to all of a sudden, promoting weight loss only, on my Facebook wall. But she was like, snap out of it, sister. And she was just like, I'm hosting this. It's working. People are getting started. And I thought, you know what? I'm in the business of helping people with their health goals. And if where they're at is needing weight loss, I'm willing to help them with that. Because really, even though I started for gut health reasons, that doesn't mean that other people may not be starting for their own health reasons. And a lot of times gut health is actually the root of the weight issues, So I reframed my thought on that, and I was just like, okay, what the heck? Well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Here's the other thing. think I had a subliminal fear in the back of my mind thinking, okay, I'm going to post this post and no one is going to comment on it. That was my fear. And the reality was I posted it and it was like, there was a bunch of people that commented. And I had more conversations than probably all of 2025 combined. That's the crazy thing. It's like, and that's what Angie said. She's like, and then I posted that same post the next day. And then I've been posting various versions of that, which Alita had a couple of, Alita and Bridget Ryan, I've been, sharing all those post ideas with you guys. But it's like, the compounding effect of that. And I've had so many conversations with people I literally would not have messaged or thought to have a conversation with, because the posts were like the funnel that brought people in. And just, this is just kind of a side note, but I think all of us prefer when people come to us saying, hey, it's me. I have health goals that in like what you're posting about is resonating. Tell me what you got. Like, can you please explain that more? And so I love that when people come to me. And so I would just challenge you guys to try those posts. They've been floating around. You can go find some of them, but try them. Do an experiment. Like, let's just do a team-wide experiment and see what happens if you post more and you actually post things that are very, very specific and targeted, even asking for product testers to come give you honest feedback on this, GLP-1 combo or whatever, which is, I pretty much signed everyone with triplex and trim based on what they're wanting. Also, there was a few outliers as well, but like Addie's having great results doing reset and triplex. Okay, so all that full circle story to say, best practices for momentum and growth is posting and also having conversations. And I'm totally like hijacking this conversation really fast, but the two words that came to me when I was on a walk a couple days ago was engage. Number one is engage, and number two is commit. So my questions for all of you and myself is, are we willing to engage this month? And are we willing to actually commit to the conversations, commit to the action, engage your network? And that's literally what Addie's doing. And she's not just having 2 or 4 conversations. She's initiating a lot of conversations. And it's the marriage of posting, which is the marketing part, and then the conversations, and being willing to initiate the conversations, being willing to hear no or to not get replies back and be willing to experience that. But it's the marriage of both of those things, because remember, network marketing is networking plus marketing. It's both of those things. And I would say if you're feeling stuck right now, it's probably because you're doing one or the other of those, not both, or you're not doing any of them because you're paralyzed. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay, so tonight is all about giving you guys ideas for taking action. I hope you guys can hear. I feel like my video is slow. Can you guys hear what we're saying? What if you can hear us? Oh my word. Okay, so Addie, you have double ranked so far, and she's halfway to earning Cancun trip. This is crazy that she's already there. But here's the thing: when you're recruiting and then you're helping people duplicate, those credits add up really fast, right? Okay, so let's talk about. We talked about you mentioned how you were praying.
Yes.
Can you say a little bit about that too?
Yeah. So Justin had one thing he's always said is you have to set goals. You have to know what's next. And I never really had any goals going into this. And so when I was sitting down, I was goals. And the story that came to me was the woman at the well with Jesus. So Jesus had to go to her, first of all. He had to stop what he was doing. His disciples went somewhere else. He went to the woman at the well. So that was my motivation. Like, all right, I'm going to go to these people, even though they're strangers to me. I mean, she wasn't a stranger to Jesus, but like, I'm going to go to him. Second of all, he met her where she was at in her life. And so a lot of people are in different places in life. Some want weight loss. Some, I know for me, have had diabetes, have had blood sugar balances, just low iron. And so you have to meet the people where they're at. And then my third one was to be a kind of a walking testimony to the products.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really good. I walked into to work today, and I work with some people that won't really reach out to you about your products. You kind of have to like, you either have to have a change or it has to be like really high and working. And I had some acne. I've been struggling with acne for a while. Megan has helped me out with that a lot with the supplements. And so I walked in and he goes, "Hey, I was going to call you up last night because I'm noticing some changes in you." He goes, "You have a lot more energy. You're way more active. You're coming into work and you can get work done fast and you're mentally clear." He goes, and he was kind of going around the acne part, but he's like, "Hey, your acne is clearing up really well." And he goes, "It's been a week. So what are these products that you guys are on?" And I was like, "Well, I can share a little bit." And so he got to see the physical, but then also when you're a walking testimony, it gets you to dig deeper into the products. So one thing he threw at me was, "So what are these products? What do they do?" And so I had to do like a crash course, like over 30 minutes of like fast learning Plexus to teach him, but also to teach myself. And so those were my 3 goals: is to go out, get people, don't be afraid. I never liked social media, did not like posting, didn't want really any friends. Me and William were fine. We'd come over here. So go get the people, meet them where they're at, get to know what they're doing, commit to them. So if they tell you their problems, they most likely trust you a little bit. They're looking for help. So meet them where they're at. And then if you're on the products or whether you're just doing it for business, it's 10 times better if people can look at you and be like, "Wow, I've seen a change in you. Those products work. I want some of that because I want what you have." And so those are my 3 goals that I've learned from Justin. And then just praying like, "Lord, bring the right people, remove the wrong people." And this is different seasons. This is a crazy season for me. I never thought I'd be doing this or like right now.
You're good at it.
Maybe. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of
so
those are
fun.
my
Well, if you've been on our team for any length of time and you haven't heard us talk about goals, I mean, she's literally saying, I mean, Justin's not here, but she's in his place saying goals are important. It's important to set goals. Otherwise, we're like floundering around with things. But I actually meant to say this at the very beginning. I'm going to turn it over to Lisa Goodwin here in a second. But my dad was preaching on Sunday, and he was talking out of the parable of the sower. You guys remember that story? And there's like 4 different types of listeners. I actually meant to totally open with this because I thought it was so good. But he talked about in any group of people that are listening, I thought it was interesting, and I was inspired by this. So I wanted to mention, he said that, when the seed goes out, so like the training is going out right now, there's 4 different types of listeners, even with everyone on this call or that's going to listen to the recording. There's the careless listeners. There are the distracted listeners. There's the disillusioned listeners, and then there's the careful listeners. And I thought that was really interesting. You just said there's 4 types of people. So the first person like heard, but there's no joy. The second people, there's no root for it to like really take root and get a foothold in like what's shared. The third one is just like the information or the training is choked out because of this or that or the other. And then the fourth one is the fourth person is the careful person that goes and bears a bunch of fruit from what they heard. I thought that was just really applicable to like what we do with our businesses. And he said that the careful person is full of care about listening, and they take action. And I just wanted to inspire all of us to not just listen tonight and like get Plexus information, but to also take action. Like use this as a springboard to take action into what you're going to do with your business. And he said, there's those who read it and run with it, right? And that goes for whether you're studying God's word or whether you're applying some of these principles to your business. So I wanted to mention that real quick. I also forgot to give you the third point. So the first point is to engage. The second point is to commit. And then the third point is to promote. So find something to promote. That's what is helping Addie find quick success, because she's encouraging these girls, like the high school girls or people she's chatting with that want weight loss, like, hey, let's do the reset together. Let's just get a whole group of us together. Her mom, her dad, her sister, herself, her friend, Elena, and some other friends. So do something simple like that. It could be in a little chat thread that you do or a group text, something simple, right? We have the October challenge that just kicked off yesterday. It's not too late to promote that. Go snag the Gravix. There's a template that's running around that Tina made, and so you can make it a personal template that you can then throw in your stories, or just chat with your customers, chat with your potentials, funnel them into this October challenge. And I've been using it as a conversation piece of like, hey, your order actually qualifies you for this October challenge that you can be in. And so, really, in terms of retention, like keeping people around, a couple of things would be to help them have good results on the products, plug them into community, what this is what this October challenge is ticking the box for, is like the community part. So if you're not in there, make sure you get in there and tag your people. And then the third part is to help them make a paycheck. Okay, so and then also really quick, Addie has posted, she's made a list or been, working on a list. The two things that we have not done yet. So people typically, once they do PLLP, can go faster at silver. Okay. She's already senior silver, looking at gold by just focusing on those first two things, those first two steps. So the next thing that we're going to do is go live together at some point on her Facebook wall, which she said she's scared of doing, but I told her we'd do it together. So hopefully it won't be as scary. And then we're planning a launch event. And I've talked to you guys about this a lot, but a lot of times if someone's local, I always try to do at least one or two in-person events back to back is usually what we work on doing. And then following up with an online event. Now, I know that sometimes life is crazy, sports schedules or whatever. Sometimes we have to do an online event first and then do the in-person. But however it works, the goal is always to do like 2 in-persons and then a follow-up online. Because you just never know. Sometimes you'll get more signups from the online event than maybe you will in person, or maybe everyone that comes to the in-person one is they're already on the products, or who knows, So PLLP, that is what we're working on, and that's what's going to help her go gold. We're working with Hannah and Elena, and hopefully some other people as well, and that's what we're going to be doing. PLLP keeps it super duper simple and very duplicatable, which is always the goal. Okay. All right, we have talked. we have talked. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa Goodwin. She is going to be sharing with us and also introducing her new Fast Start Gold. But we're super excited to hear from them. Okay, Lisa, take it away.
All right. Addie, congratulations. I'm so motivated by you right now. Like I took so many notes. So that is awesome. So I'm going to introduce, like we had a fabulous month last month. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm going to say it is, it was with great, I feel like it was with great intention. So you have to be intentional about things. And that's kind of how I felt about last month. I really became very intentional of being intentional. Like I can say it that way. That's really what happened. We were shooting for Senior Ruby, and did we hit it? No, we didn't, but we were close. But the things that happen, you cannot walk away from that kind of month. And I was just like, thank you, God, every day since. I'm just like, thank you, thank you. Just so many amazing things. And Rhonda is one of those things. Not things, but what she did was one of those things. Like, oh my goodness. So she double ranked last month and landed at gold. And so I'm going to introduce you to her, but I just have to say, Rhonda is so genuine. Okay. And here's the thing about Rhonda. This is not something, a quality I am, but I've sold something for many, many years. Right. And so in my brain, people just expect that of me. But with Rhonda, when she speaks, they're listening because they're like, whoa, really? Like, this must be good. This must be really good. Something is good because she just radiates it, literally radiates it with a glow. So I'm gonna come back and talk a little bit, but I want to give her that time to kind of tell you if you're setting it silver or senior silver, like she really made it happen. And I don't know. She just has a way about her. So I'm gonna let her share what she's doing, and then I'll pop back in and tell you a few things that we did as a team.
Okay, am I unmuted finally? Can you all hear me? Okay. Well, thank you very much for your kind words, Lisa. That means a lot to me. I just appreciate you so much too for all the, I know I ask you a lot of questions, but Lisa has been very helpful for a lot of things. Megan asked me to talk a little bit about my fears, and I feel with you, Addie. I was scared to death to do a Facebook Live. So I recorded the first one and just posted it. I got a lot of great compliments back. I got some people that asked some questions from that, but that let me take a step in and then another step to where I was doing the live. And so that helped me a lot. But I was afraid, and I've put a lot of fear on myself. I was afraid people would be upset with me for posting about things all the time. And I've really had to work hard to change my mindset that there are ads all over Facebook, and I scroll past those. So I just have that idea finally that if it's annoying to my friends, they can scroll past me. But I also hope that at some point they, if and when, or when I guess they do need something or feel the need for some gut health products, that I hope they remember that I'm here and that I want to help them. I have been so amazed by how much better I feel, and I know my close friends have seen that. Lisa was present when I told one of my best friends that I quit taking Sunday naps, and she was sitting on a picnic table bench and she almost fell off the bench because she couldn't believe that I quit taking Sunday naps. So that was pretty big. And that was a huge, okay, I think I want what Rhonda has if she's interested, if this is doing that for her. So I'm nervous. I told Megan that earlier today that I was nervous, so bear with me. One thing I have done to help me get over some of these fears um, is I started listening to a lot of podcasts. I'm at work in my 9 to 5 job right now, but while I'm there working, I'm listening to podcasts. I tune into Jessica Heffley a lot. There's been some others, but just things that make me feel good and help me start to overcome my fears and trust in God and believe that God does want more for me. I told Lisa yesterday there's a song, I can never remember the name of it. Um, Something that I'm made for more. I think that's the name of the song. I'm made for more. And I'm trying to remember that I am made for more, and that I think God does have a better plan for me out there. A couple other things that Lisa helped me with was um, she showed me a lot about the points. Again, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, trying to grasp all the product knowledge, but also learning about the ranks and the payment and things like that. And so when she coached me on that and pointed out that I could get to senior silver and I could possibly also go gold, I ordered from Walmart that day. I ordered a bulletin board. I ordered a whiteboard. My poor husband had to put those up that night, and I stuck up there that I was going for senior silver and gold, and how many points that I needed to get there and what that earned me. And then below that, I put the icon symbol so I could know that I'm also working towards that. And then the Rising Leaders Retreat. Incentives do motivate me a lot, apparently. And when Lisa went on that cruise last year, I I wanted to earn something like that. I remember telling my husband I wanted to earn that, but I want to do it by helping others. I don't want it to just seem like I just want to be there just to earn these things, but I want to earn that. I think that will help my business, but I'm super excited that I'm over halfway there to earning the trip. So hopefully here within the next month or so, I get it. I'm really looking forward to that. Um, I have been doing postings. Another thing that really I think helped me was I hosted a just a taste testing party one afternoon, a Saturday afternoon, and I had a couple of people show up that didn't even tell me they would come. Everybody that came that day that wasn't already on my team signed up that day. And my daughter helped me. She's also doing Plexus, and I'm so thankful for that because that helped us a lot to have two of us here. A couple of times we had a mother and daughter, and Christy ended up signing one person. I signed a couple of people, and then the daughter that signed up under Christy signed her mother up that same day because they were both interested, and we just wanted to keep that motivation going. So that helped a lot also. And it just letting people be in my home helped me, I think. It was casual, we were comfortable, we were relaxed. I felt like people were able to talk to us and truly tell us what things that they're going through, and we were able to listen to them. And I felt like that had a huge impact. It had a huge impact on me also because I just felt that excitement. I'm feeling excitement from this business because the products are so amazing. And then also I attended the event that was at Justin and Megan's house, and that event was super important to me. And I spoke to Justin a little bit afterwards, and Justin challenged me to intentionally every day tell God, I'm choosing joy today. And I have been doing that. I won't lie, I missed a couple of days, but most days I am telling him, I am choosing joy today. And that has started out my day so much better. I'm keeping that joy throughout the day, and just that excitement and just that walk with God is better also because of this business. So I am so thankful for that. So I'll wrap up there and I'll let Lisa have it back. But if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer questions. But
I have a question.
okay. Okay.
What was the biggest, because you've made some big jumps because you went silver, or you did a +1. I was looking back at your points here. So you had you added one in January or February, and then you went silver, and then you kind of held that, and then there was a huge jump between August and September.
Let's see,
So
when was that event at your house?
August. It was in August. So you went from
That-
26 points to 120 points. So
That-
obviously you had some shifts, but
I
what
did.
brought in the new people? Like, were you posting? What was the
Posted.
lives?
Comparison pictures also seem to be
Okay.
huge. I turned 55 in September, and that one was a big post for me. I posted 3 different pictures together. I posted a picture from my 50th birthday party, and I had lost 60 pounds between that birthday party and the end of last year. And I
Okay.
stated that I was thinking about how, even though I had lost 60 pounds, I didn't feel better. But
Mm,
since January, and I had to post a picture from earlier in the year, since January or February when I started my Plexus products to now, how much better I feel even after that initial 60-pound loss. I feel so much better, and I've only lost 12 pounds. And that tells
interesting.
me that's my gut health.
Mhm. Okay. So do you feel like posting brought the most people in?
Yes, I do.
Are you also reaching out?
Yes, some. I need to do better at that. I'm still
Okay.
I'm still learning, but I got some great information that engage and commit and promote,
Mhm.
I think can be very valuable.
So you're gonna build on top of this gold team that you've built, and you're gonna go senior gold with these new tools in your tool belt and this new
That's right.
inspo.
I'm working towards it.
Love
And
that.
I was asking Lisa last week, there's a gold fly-in or something, and I'm like, would I be eligible for that? And so,
Yes.
once
Senior
again, I
gold
get
fly-in.
excited. And then Jennifer called and left me a voicemail. I was at a chiropractor appointment, and she left me a voicemail. And I got so excited that Jennifer called me. I probably about blew Lisa's ears off when I called her going, oh my gosh, Jennifer called me.
She called Addie too.
Yeah, Jennifer. So I was at that same event. I don't know if I met you there though. She was such a great. The way that my walk, like being the testimony to the product, she was a great example for that. I'm competitive, athletic. I want to see results like that. So I was like, man, I need to go after her. And then also Chris Pike or something like that. So he reached out too. And he encouraged me to make my first video for Plexus. And that was about a scare, but I got past it. So
we need to post it on the team
Good
page so
job.
you can see it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so fun. Okay, where are we going from here? Lisa, I'll turn it back to you.
All right. Yes. Let me just say, Rhonda was a little modest on this. Like, she is the going live queen. I mean it. Like, she goes live all the time. Like, I have to psych myself up to do that. I mean, when you see me go live, you have to know that it has taken me at least 30 minutes with a mindset. And then I don't push the button. Like, you find that hard to believe, but that's how I am, because I'm like, yeah. And she just goes live. She was at the Walmart pickup tonight going live. Like, I'm watching her going live. Like, and so that is some of what's happening there. Like, people are seeing her. She's visual. And when you don't think they're watching, they are. Like, they're listening, they're watching. And so that's one of the things that I think has really helped her as well. So, I'm just going to share a little bit of like the shifts that changed in October, or in September. I'm sorry, in September. And some of that was, Rhonda talked about us mapping that out. And that was one of the first things I did early in the month. So you're not too late. I think that was in the first 5 or 6 days. I reached out to some people, and Rhonda was one of them. And I'm like, hey, do you have time to FaceTime? Let's map it out. What's your goal? Like, I went with what their goal was. I'm like, what if you could do anything this month and you knew you wouldn't fail, basically, what would that be? And then we mapped it out. We mapped it out. And I always took it a step further with my team. Like, whoever I was talking to, I took it a step further. Like, we easily got senior silver. And I remember it's a Saturday morning, Ron and I are sitting there, and I'm like, probably about a month ago right now. I'm going to guess it was just about a month ago, like, day wise. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, you really could go gold. I believe you could do this. And she did it. Like, and we got on that early, and we mapped those numbers out, and we were able to track together then. Like, that, I believe, is really important, because I wrote it out too. And I put it on my board too. Like, I used sticky notes, and she got 11. We had 11 sticky notes for her. I think actually 12. I put 12 up there to make it even out, like an odd number row, so I just like put it up there, and that's what it looked like. And so every time she would get someone, I'm writing it in, like, I'm doing it too. So I felt like that was a really big deal. Some of the things that I feel like, I'm going to give you team wide, and then I'll give you personally. I do a lot of 3-way chats. So my conversation to like someone like with like Rhonda, I'm just like, okay, so put me in a 3-way chat with that person, that new person. I don't mess around with it anymore. I'm like, because if you work a 9 to 5 job, and someone works nights and they're working this day, whatever the schedule is, I can step in and answer a question when they ask it. That gets them familiar with both her and I. And I do this with most of my leaders. That's what I do. And that way, someone's always able to communicate with them when they need it. And then it builds this rapport between all 3 of us. And we're both cheering them on. And so that's one of the things that we're doing. And I believe Rhonda's starting to probably duplicate that some. There's probably 4 of us in some messages now, but some of those I know she has a very personal connection with them, and the level 2 or the 3. So that's coming together for her. So that is another duplication skill that is serving people well. Like, I feel like just doing that, a lot gets lost where I can pop in and be like, hey, did you know, you know, and one of the big things I did is I sent messages that just said, hey, I basically just talked to them about the fact that they don't have to work the business, but if they would be interested in, $300 to $400, and making at least enough to make pay for the product for a few months, they have a free referral link. That has become my favorite word. Did you know you got a free referral link when you started your business? I always send it to them. If I set up their account, I always send that to them. But I till last month, I wasn't saying, "Did you know you have a free referral link?" I sent it to them, but I didn't. I would maybe casually mention, "Hey, if you've got a link if you want anyone to share," but usually I help them, I guide them through that because sending them to the link sometimes can get a little crazy for them. I don't know if you can all agree with that, but I've had people make mistakes. But I just talk about that and I just bring it up and then they're like, "Oh, yeah, what do I do?" And then that's when the cycle begins about like, "Hey, here's your first post. You want me to give you an idea? Here's your first post." And then it just begins and that's how it rolls out. And then it just starts happening. There were many Rhonda Bretton, like I didn't even have to do that. Like I think it's just naturally coming around. And she's like, "What about your sister? What about your mom?" I don't know. Or they're present. Like she's doing those events and that's happening. So that's been a big, big thing.
Hey, Lisa,
Yeah.
quick question. So when you're
Yes.
getting someone signed up that's brand new, you're
Mhm,
saying right away, right off the bat, "Hey, did you know you have a free referral link?" Question mark.
mhm.
And then are you sending them their referral link or what is the process there?
Well, yeah, I always screenshot when I do that account. I set their link up, I send
Mhm.
it. And I will use I it used to be just a casual like, "Hey, so that link is there, but we can help you get your first person started." But I just kind of changed the words, and I think those words came from you, Megan. I just kind of changed it up a little bit, and
Mhm.
I went back around now, and to people that I can see they're plugging into things, or that their sponsor has said, "I really think she could share." And so I've just gone back around and be like, "Hey, have you ever thought about, making a post, sharing? Did you
Mhm.
know you have this link? You might be able to pay for your products, even if you don't want the business. Even if you don't want to work the business, could get your products paid for a few months. Could be a great time. And they're coming back. I mean, it's happening. I've always done a lot of plus ones. I've done a ton of plus ones without
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
mentioning that. We just talk about who do they have in their world, and like and sometimes it grows from there and sometimes not, but this has been a real game changer that way. And so I feel like that's been a really important thing that happened, and I got very intentional about doing that. And I started my month off yesterday doing the same thing. Some of them probably got the message last month too, but I went ahead and I sent it. And I Mary Graham had this little thing that talked about yesterday morning. She did a reel. I don't know if y'all saw that, about how many people, and it was like 20 people over the next 12 years would make you $80,000. It had the numbers on a triplex. It was really good. And so I sent that in the similar message that I sent the first of last month. I just sent it again. And I said, if anyone's interested, let me know. If you're interested, I would love to talk to you about it. So that's kind of how that went. I set up last month and I'm doing it again this month. I'm doing all the virtual events for new people that will agree to do it. And I'm going back and I'm doing virtual events for seasoned customers. And I'm doing one event a week that we kind of have a different topic. So we did the GLP-1. The GLP-1 was huge for me last month. Huge. It took me away from that triplex, but it brought people in that in the beginning I was like, "Yeah, you can only have triplex." Like I didn't give them an option. And so it's brought people around. So go back. Go back. I went back into my messages personally, and so many people. And I went back into people that when I first started, it didn't work for them. I went back and I'm like, "Hey, I'm just circling back around. I feel like when you came in, I didn't know as much as I do now. What are your current health goals? What are those looking like for you? Um, is Plexus something you might reconsider? Because I feel like knowing your reason for stopping, maybe we could change up products. I know a little more now. And I did bring in some people like that last month. I have some people right now that are it's timing when I reached out to them the end of last month. So I see more people coming back around. And I feel like I can give better customer service now too. And that's a big thing for me. I want to get the best customer service, but I feel like I'm even better at it now because I understand the products more. And so I know there's many of you on here. Like I went way back over a year and so many months. Like I went back and it's been working for me. Those events though, we did as a team. We did one last night. Amber hopped on there for me. Rhonda was on there. We had a couple girls. We had some technology issues, but we did testimonies last night. We just did testimonies that brought in a lot of different um, reasons to start Plexus. I did one whole week on menopause. And so what I've been doing a lot is like a lot of my posting will be kind of narrow to those topics, and then I have that event coming up, so it like kind of syncs together. I've been doing that like almost every week. So things I'm posting intentionally about menopause and perimenopause and things and hormone imbalance, things like that. And then we have the event, because then I can go back around and be like, hey, post, this is the event we're having this week. So that's been really a big thing. Other things personally, my posting increased. Yeah, I think I posted way more than I ever have last month. I'm intentionally reaching out to people I haven't talked to. It's just about as scary as going live sometimes, maybe scarier. I think it is. I mean, I have to psych myself up for that. I do. So if you're sitting there and that's really hard for you, don't think that it's not hard for me. I have to really be intentional and set aside the time. Sometimes I have to break it up in 3 times a day because I really don't like it. I don't like it. And then once I start, then I love it. I'm like, oh, I'm so competitive with myself. I run my own race. I completely run my own race. That's how I am. I always want to beat my best. And that's what I do. And so then I race myself. I'm like, okay, well, I did that one was good. And I type that thing out and then I get out of that. I don't leave that. So I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know if they've seen it, because if I don't look, then I'm like, they just haven't seen it. And that's why they haven't answered. Like, so it's okay. And if the next day they haven't seen it, it's okay. I'll go back in a few days and I'll be like, oh, it doesn't say delivered. Then, we have to like figure that out, but that's kind of how I work that, because that's the thing in my head. I'm like, oh, they saw it and they're ignoring me. And I have to get that out of my head. So I don't even let it. And that's just how that rolls. I do a ton of customer check-ins. Even my level 2s and 3s, I'm checking in. If there's a 3-way, I'm in it. Like yeah, daily. I'm just super intentional about those things. And I'm just going to be honest. A month like last month didn't happen without talking to God every day in the middle of the night, like all the time, all the time. I pray over my team. I pray over my whole family, but I pray that he lays our names on the hearts of those people that we need to do life and business with. That's what I pray, like all the time. And I'm going to just say that's where that comes from, because just like I can literally pray that, I'm not kidding. And an hour later, I am like, people are messaging me. They're blowing me up. I pray that in the middle of the night. I wake up in the night. Sometimes I pray. They don't message me right then, but like the next day. But seriously, I would be like, oh yes, Lord. I would be up all night doing that all night long, every night if that happened. But it happens so many times. I cannot even believe it. Like last month, I think I had 8, maybe 7, 8. I don't know how many new people, but to see my team, how many people they had in these rank ups, it's amazing. Like I would be praying that and I would get a message. There's another person. Like it's crazy. So if you don't have God in your business, wow, like a simple prayer that I repeat out loud so many times a day. It's amazing. So I think that was really it. Become a great problem solver. I'm going to say that I love it. I honestly have fallen in love with solving the problem. If they come to me, they come back and be like, so this isn't working right. I mean, I'm like a dog with a bone. And so I have fallen in love with problem solving. I'm just like, it's okay. That's all right. We'll figure this out. And they know that I'm in it with them. I'm in it with them. They know that. And so I think that's really important. I think it can be scary sometimes if you feel like somebody has kind of like distanced themselves, like you don't almost want to reach out because you're like, oh, something might be wrong, something might be wrong. And now I'm just embracing it. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's see. So I start asking all the questions, and you have to ask all the questions. And then you get some answers. And if I don't know what to do, like I messaged Brandy today, I had somebody, and you know what? Came back with some answers. She's like, "That's great. Thank you. Thank you." You know, she felt at peace. She felt valued. She felt heard. And they don't get that from the pharmacy. Let's just put it blank like that. And so I think that makes us different. And I love that part of this, making them feel so valued. So I think that's really it. That's all I have.
So good. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are taking notes so you can go take action, because October is all about action. And the things that you heard based on where you're at in your life and in your business was exactly what you needed to hear tonight to go take action tonight or tomorrow in your business. So we're all about creating momentum this month. It's all about taking action. And if you aren't inspired and encouraged this month, tonight for this month, then like my dad would say, then your wood's wet. If you're not fired up by listening to these amazing women share what their best practices have been and what they're learning by doing, we're launching into the last 90 days of 2025. So it's the best time to create momentum. And I'm on the advisory board, so I know what's coming, you guys. So keep that in mind. There are some really, really cool things coming out in the next couple of months. There's also a holiday launch. I'm not sure when you guys are allowed to know about that, but it's coming out on the 15th. So if you're not engaging with your customers and like checking in and seeing how they're doing, like you need to be engaging with them. So that's not just like a random, hey, by the way, do you want to order, holiday launch stuff? Like you need to be engaging with them now. So top secret, please don't announce that. I don't know if I was supposed to say anything about that yet, but it's coming out on the 15th. So let that be your little oomph of encouragement to connect with your current customers. So, okay, there was a whole boatload that was shared tonight. I hope you guys were so encouraged. Congratulations to everybody that ranked up last month. Thank you, Rhonda and Lisa and Addie, for sharing. And I cannot wait to see what we all create in October. It's going to be fun. Okay, that's all we have for tonight. Won't keep you any longer. Thanks for hopping on, guys. We'll get the recording up soon. See ya.